Bablam, bablam. I'm very sorry.
We're back. We're back. Don't be sorry. It's not your fault. Power goes out sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just good that power came back on. But continuing where we just left off, Eminence, Oriana, and Aery, the three of you make your way up to the chocolate stall. And the vendor, he's got sort of like an old grandpa stool. And he's just kind of happily sitting on his stool. Remarkably heavy coin purse, sort of down between his feet. And looks up. Ah, welcome. Because that wasn't his voice. Fuck, that was a terrifying voice. Welcome back. Seems like the four of you are hankering for some more. Sorry, three of you hankering for some more chocolate.
Yes, it's been a little while, and we've almost depleted our resources. So, do you remember us?
I do, yes. You came in, it was the five of you, and you had the woman with the great big moose. And you bought some of my tins for keeping it cool.
We'd like
Yes.
some more, please.
Yes, absolutely. What are you looking for?
Well, I very much liked the raspberry white chocolate that you had last time. I would like some of that, please. And I would also like a little bit of the whatever it is that the lady with the big moose bought.
If I remember right, she got the very dark chocolates. Very bitter.
Yeah,
I
that's
understand it
like
is an acquired taste if you would like a bite before you just buy some.
but that's like the high quality, like the people who know chocolate, like that's the best chocolate, right? I mean, that's the way she made it sound.
I mean, here's the thing, right? The best chocolate is the chocolate you enjoy the most. I could tell you what the most expensive is, or where it comes
Yes, please.
from, or how it's
What's the most
refined.
expensive?
Alrighty then. Well, that's going to be our dark chocolate over here. And you can see he goes over to the cart and sort of opens the side of the cart. And once again, you can see a couple of the trays are sort of racked up inside of the oven. And at the bottom is that little cage with the fire spirit that's just at the cage. And he completely like ignores it and pulls out a tray up towards the top and kind of closes it down. That's going to be our 98% cocoa here, and you can see it's sort of like split into bar-sized pieces. And then he tells you about how it's made because he knows that, and it is a very interesting and elaborate process. So, would you like a taste before you buy some, or just one bar?
Uh, I would love a sample. Would anybody else like to sample with me?
I'll try it.
No.
All right. And kind of goes over to the corner of the tray. There's like a little couple of crumbles, and he pulls out a small crumble for you and a crumble for Aery.
Take a little piece, and the instant it hits my tongue, I would like to try with all of my might to pretend that it's really, really delicious.
Make a deception check for me.
That's not a deception. I'm pretty oh, I'm so deceptive.
Mhm.
19.
19 is very good. For all intents and purposes, you mimic Bryn's expression as best you can, like savoring it, really getting all of the flavor, sort of letting it melt on your mouth a little bit, and as far as you're concerned, you put on a pretty convincing show. That was a good act. That was a good gig. As far as the taste, how does it taste? How does any
Yeah,
like the taste of it?
the bitterness really brings out that like chalky, powdery. It's really something. It's fantastic.
Yeah. That's and he says a thing about chocolate. Um, that's what makes it so good.
It's so good.
Well, in that
I
case,
don't like it.
it's a bit of an acquired taste. All right, I can say it takes a lot of time to grow on you, but once you really get into it, you can get all of the different layers of flavor underneath.
Tastes like spicy dirt.
I have to say that is the best description I've heard all day. Perhaps it does at the beginning, but it's kind of like, do you drink beer?
Yeah, I look like I drink beer.
Just as an example.
No, that tastes bad too.
Okay, well, maybe it's a bad example. You know, when you first start drinking beer, you're like, oh, this is awful. This is terrible. It's got terrible taste. And then something clicks, and you have that experience where you drink beer and you're like, oh, I get it. It's like bread. And then suddenly you get all of the flavor of the beer, and it's actually an enjoyable experience. It's like that, but with the chocolate. You have to
Like
eat
bread.
it to the amount where it just sort of, well, not, you don't treat the chocolate like it's bread. For me, thinking of the chocolate as sort of like flavored magma.
You shouldn't eat that.
That's what did it for me. I mean, you don't, but that's what made it click in my head, and now I enjoy it very much. Then
I'm very
again,
happy for you, but that's strange. You're just torturing yourself with something you don't like until your body's like, okay, I give up.
yeah, pretty much. That's, I mean,
cool.
alcohol is literally poison.
Yes.
So,
I'm
yeah.
very happy
Some
for
of
you and
it-
your delusion.
It's pleasant.
Yeah. But perhaps for those of you with more inclined sensitivities, we do still have a vast array of more sweet chocolates.
I would like the sweet chocolate, please.
We've got chocolate covered raspberries, we've got chocolate covered raisins, we've got white chocolate covered raisins, we've got white chocolate covered raspberries, we've got some strawberry over here, we've got, and he just lists like a whole bunch of different chocolates with fruits. For the actual chocolates itself, you get the sense that he's a little bit sparse on actual chocolate varieties. Judging by the heft to his coin purse, he's forced to get a little creative, and it doesn't escape your attention that the immediate stall next to him is like fruit. So
I'll take some of like all of the sweet ones, just a variety.
some of all of the sweet.
Yeah.
I'll make you a grab bag.
Thank
And
you.
do you still have your? If I remember right, the one with the moose and I'm sorry, Miss. Your name and looking at you, Eminence.
Eminence.
I believe it was the two of you who purchased tins. Did
I
you
had
buy a
one
tin as well?
well?
You did. I apologize. Memory escapes me these days. It must be all of the sugar.
I can't believe this. I still get all of it.
Oh, and of course, and for having the tin, that would be a 10% discount on all further purchases. And prepares you just a mix and match grab bag of chocolate, getting a healthy variety of fruit in there as well. And with the 10% discount, that will come out to one gold, 35 silver.
I will hand it over.
You do.
How much? 1 gold, 35 silver, or 2 gold, did you say?
1 gold, 35.
Alright.
So it was $1.50, but he knocked it down 10%. And you know what? Since you're a good customer, we'll call it 1 gold 30.
Do you happen to have
Oh.
like a loyalty card or something? I mean, if we're planning to be repeat customers, we get a discount now.
I do not, but as long as you've got the tin, you've got 10% from me.
Well, that's
And
good.
I
We could
mean,
do shipping. If we're in like a town over, can we send a letter?
well, my brother runs a stall in Andapolis, and cousin Frederick is looking to expand. The notepad comes out.
Literally. I have written two notes. Two notes this session. What were their names?
Whose names?
The people that own shops. I want chocolate later. Just make sure you remember these because
Yes.
we did
So-
call ourselves the Chocolatiers.
Brother Frederick is in Andapolis with a stall, and cousin, he didn't mention a name, but he said the cousin was looking to expand.
Right. Oriana would just buy a random selection of the sweet stuff, nothing dark, like not even like mildly dark,
Mhm.
just the sweet stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. You are able to do that without issue. He prepares you a variety of sweet.
I would like to buy all white chocolate with raspberries, except for like the smallest amount of the really fine 98% dark chocolate that he has.
Yeah. He kind of leans forward, and honestly, it looks like you already enjoyed it from the sample. But I find really just letting it sit and melt was what did it the best for me.
Like elongating the taste. Like the longer you keep it in your mouth, the better it gets.
It lets your taste buds really get comfortable with it.
I will definitely be doing that.
And you get to pick out all the flavors of everything underneath. Yeah, perfect. Wonderful. For you, my dear, that's going to be. I believe you don't have a tin. Would you perhaps be interested?
Oh, me? I have a tin.
Oh no, Miss Oriana.
I can't remember, so yeah, let's buy a tin.
All right, that'll be 5 gold for the tin, and chocolate is on the house with the tin.
Thank you.
And Miss Eminence, you also have one that will also be 130.
What?
And you load up on white chocolate with raspberry and a little smattering of the dark chocolate.
And sprinkle that on top of the white chocolate raspberry and make it bearable.
No, it's just gonna sit there. When
Yeah.
she eventually opens it up again, it's gonna have that like white powder on it from how it's like heated and cooled down multiple times and it's been sitting in the pantry for 5 years.
Yeah. That's the dream. I don't know what you're talking about. Excellent. Well, is there anything else I can do for you? Lovely.
No.
It is always a pleasure. And if you ever need to top yourselves off again, you know where I am.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And from under the stall, you hear, "Ah!"
Yeah, I'll give like a little like condescending wave to the fire spirit.
He gives you the finger.
I
Oh, don't mind him.
never do.
Neither do I. And the afternoon is yours. I would probably say it's about an hour to sundown at this point. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before?
We do want to get supplies, and I was having the thought that this town has just had a rather major disaster, and if we were good ethical people, we probably wouldn't buy their supplies. But, you know,
Are we?
we need supplies, so Oriana's not exactly good or ethical, so I would like to go grab some supplies.
Absolutely. We'll say for the sake of time that you spend the rest of the evening getting supplies before meeting back up with Natalie. If you would like, you can later on this evening send me just like a brief list of the things that you want to get and top up on, and then I'll do like prices and what's what and all of that. And we can
Wonderful.
move on. Natalie. As you are laying in your chair, you see that above you, what was sort of like a sky window is kind of like cracked, and a board has been placed underneath it so that this skylight doesn't fall in on below. Slowly but surely, as you grit your teeth through the needle and the pain, you see the sky turn from blue to some more pinkish colors before it finally deepens into oranges and reds and purples. And as the sky is getting down to purple, the woman sits back. That's I think as far as I can get today. Um, and she sets the pen down and leans forward and very, very delicately places her fingers on your hand and on your hand and arm and casts Cure Wounds. This
Fancy.
should help with the inflammation and some of the pain for the first night. It will be sore for the next few days, but as long as you don't open any wounds or get any significant amount of dirt on it, it should be fine. With the sun going down, and she reaches over and lights sort of like a small lamp and brings that over. Well, what do you think? And as you hold up your hand to take it in, I did roll for her. She got a natural 20 with advantage, and she had a +4 to dexterity, so she got a 24.
Sick.
It
Very proud.
is beautiful. Each of your fingers have clear delineated blocks. You can very clearly see there's like a foundational pattern of almost like these decorative runes sort of interlocking on each other, but then just past the runes you have the individual shapes, the chainmail, the sort of larger plate, all of that going on. Back up onto the hand you have the town in sort of this stylized like image of the outline of the buildings dictated by absence rather than by shape itself. And over the top of that is the smoke sort of roiling and building out. And as the smoke sort of roils up your arm, you get to about the wrist where some roots begin to grow down in. And slowly the smoke lines solidify into the clear, strong shape of the tree up on your mid wrist, which then flowers into the branches. And amidst the branches, several more of these trees begin to draw the image of the forest itself.
Oh yeah.
It is very ornate. You could see that once she got to like the tree and the forest, she was like, "Oh yeah, this is my shit,"
Yeah.
and like definitely went to town on there. And she even got she probably got to about here with like the tops of the trees at the very end.
Mhm.
Maybe why am I trying to show from this side of you can't see from there? I'm like,
Yeah.
yes, from here. But yeah, so to about just below the elbow. She steps back and stretches. Well, that's about as far as I can get today, but I think, and she looks at the canvas, I think that's as far as you were looking to go. I was hoping to put a few more decorative elements on some of the trees, but if you're comfortable with that, we can move on to whatever's next.
I thank you. This is much better than my tiny drawing and much better than I could have possibly even dreamed of.
It took your mind to come up with the images.
It took your mind to draw them, so I highly appreciate it.
I must say I was a bit overzealous with the trees. If they ever become too much, just let me know and I can add some thicker colors, some thicker lines to simplify them a bit. But she kind of motions a little bit to herself. I have my fortes.
Exactly. You're the artist here. That's the important thing.
Well, I must say, is there any, if you don't mind me asking, any meaning to these?
Well, it's kind of a bit of a living or growing, developing story of my adventures so far. I have some other things to add along the way, but so far this is where my life has taken me in the last couple of years. It's been a bit of a defining moment for me, personally.
Wow. That sounds very exciting. I would love to hear the full story sometime, perhaps over a glass of wine, but otherwise, if it's your story, then that's okay too. And if it is continuing to live and grow, I would be happy, honored even, to get to continue working on this. It is interesting. I love the blend of styles that you've proposed, and I look forward to seeing what's next.
Yeah, it would be. I think you'd be an excellent person to come back to when we come back this way. Thank you.
Of course.
Is there an ointment or anything I can use in the meantime? I know I'm not one for healing or anything, but
Do you know someone with healing spells? That would be the easiest way.
yeah, I just don't know how well I'd go asking them for it. But I mean, I could try.
Well, if it ever is too difficult, we do have some ointment, and she pulls out sort of like a small, like a portable hair cream style thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, putting this over your entire arm and forearm is a bit out of the question, so I recommend saving this just for pain points. In some places, the definition may have required multiple punctures that could be aggravated, but at the very least, with healing magic, it shouldn't be a problem at all. And with the ointment, at best, 3 or 4 days worth of inflammation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was your name? Sorry.
I realized
We've been here for hours, but
completely slipped my mind. Ravenna.
Ravenna.
And yours?
I'm Natalie.
Pleasure.
Pleasure to meet you too. And she'll just kind of like get up and go to walk away. That like obviously like leave the door, close the door behind her, like wander off and just be like, wow, she was really nice. Very friendly. Yeah. Yeah. I might go back there one day.
Aery when you need him.
Yep.
Awesome.
And yeah, I guess I just go back to the Golden Tankard, I'm guessing is where we've ended up.
Pretty sure.
Yeah. Head back to the Golden Tankard. The party has supplies now at their disposal, ready for the journey. Is there anything that you want to do over the course of the evening? Eat and sleep?
I mean, I guess
That's pretty much it.
pretty much like filling in Ascat on the fact that we're leaving, because we've spent a lot of time with him, and seeing whether we can maybe like get something like rather extravagant for our last night. Possibly no more Displacer Beast, but
yeah, absolutely. I assume after a certain amount of time, eventually the four of you gather in your what has now become your designated private dining room, and Ascat comes in and well, that's a tattoo if ever I've seen one. Oh wow, all the way up to the elbow. Oh, is that smoke? Whoa.
yes, the artist did an excellent job. Much better than I thought.
Fantastic. What's next?
Well, I think, unless you mean tattoo-wise, no idea. You usually think of those things after a course of a couple of months and you develop an addiction, right? But in terms of us, we're actually looking to head out tomorrow. Ascat.
He kind of blinks in surprise. I mean, I was talking about the tattoo, but you're leaving tomorrow?
Yeah, we've.
Huh. Well, yeah, of course. Congratulations. Where have you got someplace in mind?
I mean, we have a few places. I don't know if there are going to be any fancy taverns on the way, so that could be.
Well, in that case, it won't do for you to depart without the house feast. Let's see. And he kind of cracks his knuckles a little bit. Are you up to eating something big, something small, multiple dishes? What are we feeling tonight?
I think a lot of like sharing platters is the best way to go.
Yes.
Maybe we can get some
Talk about that.
olives and like break open some wine.
Quite like where your head's at. I tell you what, I'll get started. I'll be back in 20 minutes if I have any questions, and keep you all topped up. And he steps back out, and almost immediately, like before the door even closes, you can hear like, "Oi, run and get the cask! No, the big one!" Leaving the four of you to yourselves.
So, how did shopping go? Did we get everything that we needed today, or?
I think so. We got lots of chocolate.
Well, that is important, I suppose. The whole Chocolatiers thing.
I mean, it's kind of part of who we are at this point.
A brand.
Yeah.
The sauce is really good.
I imagine that we've also, in our various ways, all fawned over Natalie's tattoo by now, but I feel like Burrows has had to explain it like 4 times over, so...
We can assume that that's been done.
Yeah.
But,
It's so good, though.
It is so good!
Hell yeah. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty eager to get out of here.
I could really use a good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep before we head out, I think would be nice. Yeah. Next up, we're going to that place, right? The one with all the disappearances, the pot.
Yes,
That's
the
the one
knot
first.
stones.
The knot stones. That's right. Though I do really want to know what their deal is.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll do that after. Maybe.
Very grateful for a short break from magical fuckery stones.
Mm.
Who knows? Maybe the people are disappearing. Maybe that has something to do with some kind of magical stone.
If it is a stone causing the disappearing, then I'm just out. I'm done.
You'll go home?
What if it's a different type of stone?
I mean, it depends what kind of stone, I suppose. But if it fell from the sky, I'm leaving.
Is there like a specific kind of stone you'd avoid? Like, if it's like a diamond, is that like fine?
I mean, I suppose we can make exceptions for like gemstones as a rule, like just as a class, like gemstones, semi-precious stones. I will consider. But any kind of just like rock, I just need a break.
I think that's fair. Though I do imagine we'll see a lot of rocks when we get to the mountains. Just saying.
Mountains are all rocks.
I mean, they're not like
really,
individual
really
rocks,
big rocks.
but
So I do just want to double check because I'm hearing a couple of different locations. Y'all are headed to the pot?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're looking to go up to north of Frovale from there.
Okay. So
That's
you're
why
going to
we're talking about
follow
mountains.
Pikes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Great. No, I'm good. I'm caught up.
So
So
we're
you wanted the
basically
brief
weaving our way up
change.
north, aren't we?
Yeah.
Generally.
Pretty much. off to... Should we have expected some kind of other payment by this point? I know that they sent us out with quite a bit of money, but I just kind of assumed that we would have been further compensated since.
I mean, they did only take the stone from us like this morning, so
Yeah, but did we
maybe
not get their job done? Like, I
we
just don't feel
did.
like a finality to the task, if that makes sense.
And send them a letter.
We should send them a letter.
Oh, it takes them so long to respond.
Yeah, it does take a pretty long time.
We sent them a letter last step that we were going to the pot, then to the second stone location, yeah?
Not
I actually
that
don't
I
think that we
re-
did yet.
As far as I
No,
remember, you were speaking a little bit with Aelith and Lights by the Lake, but I don't think you had committed on a destination by that point.
we hadn't.
Then maybe
Well,
we do need to send a letter.
Yeah. Mhm.
Who still has a letter?
I haven't sent one.
I haven't sent one either, but
I think
I haven't sent
literally.
one, right?
I'm pretty sure you sent one and Bryn sent one.
Bryn
Mm.
sent
I think-
one.
Natalie and Bryn have both sent letters.
but I can't write, so I wouldn't have sent one.
Yeah, but I think we just used your paper because you were like, we should send a letter. So
Yeah,
someone
okay.
used your paper.
Sure.
Because it was your idea.
So we have 3 left. Okay, good to know.
That's how it worked in my head. You were like, we should send a letter, so we used your paper.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
sure.
know.
Actually, that's true. We sent one when we found the rock. Then we sent one when we got out of the tree
Mhm.
with a further update. So yes, we sent 2. So then that
Yeah.
would make sense that we have 3 left.
Perhaps with this next letter, we should request some more paper to be sent with the
Yes.
response.
At the next drop off or whatever. I mean, if they're going to pay
Yeah.
us, they're going to have to send us money to a bank or something. Maybe they can send paper to the bank. Maybe they can put paper in the letter that they send back to us.
Yes, like folded up in the envelope.
Seems very complicated. We have
Send us
quite a
some
few things
blank
to remember
bird.
for this, don't we? Yeah.
Yes.
So we tell them we go to the pot. We
Mhm.
tell them we're then heading north to deal with the second of their locations for the stone,
Mhm.
and say that we'll assess from there.
That and ask about compensation for
Mhm.
delivering them this rock.
Or even just some kind of stipend for the next places that we're going to, or like, I don't know, can we like see the original contract or something? I don't know, something like that.
Did we ever get like a formal, like a written agreement,
Well,
or
we
was
didn't
this
get a
just kind of
copy.
like?
We definitely
Rookie
signed
mistake.
something, but we didn't get a copy. But
I
don't
mean,
know.
perhaps it would be a bad idea to ask for a copy of our contract, because if we are ever like compromised or someone gets a hold of our things, we have a contract saying like this is exactly who we work for, and this is like let's perhaps not.
Keeping this
This
in mind
is-
for the oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was just riffing off of that because I just think that's hilarious. Of like a goblin being like, "Eh, what is this?"
It's like in Skyrim when you pick up random notes from like people and they're like, "We've been hired to kill you," and they're dead like on the floor.
Go ahead.
One thing I was going to suggest is maybe once we've done with Frovale, might be worth setting up another meeting, getting a face-to-face meeting or something to consider.
I would very much like
idea.
an explanation about exactly how much they know about these rocks already, because I feel like that hasn't been sufficiently answered.
Maybe we should ask for that after the pot then.
Yes, we
mean,
could
I'm
ask
good with
them
that.
like at our next location.
We could always ask them to have an agent meet us there.
There. That makes sense.
I'm sure it's not just us and the like 5 people that we've met in the organization so far. I'm sure they can spare someone to send us an explanation. I mean, not that they probably think they owe us anything, but if they're going to continue sending us to collect their rocks, I would prefer to know more about the rocks.
Maybe we can get some kind of like profile on them or something. Surely they have some more info than what we know.
Mm.
So, we tell them where we're going. We ask them if we... How do you politely ask someone if they're going to pay you? I don't know.
You don't have to be polite. They owe us money.
Well, do
Say,
they though?
Where is my money? What do you mean, can you do that? Of course you can do that.
I guess.
You did the job.
I suppose, but I don't know if we did. That's the... Yeah. Look, I'll leave the wording to you all. And
Out
then
of
we'll tell
character,
them...
I'm like 90% sure it was we'll pay you half at the beginning, and they did, and it was when you've completed this, we'll pay you the other half. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Right.
something like that, which is why I'm like, we haven't been paid yet.
Yeah.
Did we actually do what they wanted?
Yeah, we found out about the king.
Did we find out enough though?
Yes.
We found out that he's dead and has... Oh no, yeah, he's dead, has been replaced by his, like, werewolf brother. And now
he's being replaced by
again
someone-
by a shitty changeling.
Yeah.
We found out so much more, I think, than they possibly expected
Yeah.
us to find out.
That is true.
Yeah.
They were probably just like, it's murder and some sort of political plot. And you're like, no, it's much more interesting than that.
Yeah.
How many different kinds of
So much
shape
more.
changes do you want to know about in this singular story?
Yeah, so
Are,
many.
are we going to go like Inception deep, or are we talking like surface level?
Should we also include some information on Shazarash?
Yes, everyone should know about him. But not
Okay.
in like a famous way, more in like a everyone
Warning.
should know that he's a dick.
Someone's gonna have to write really small to fit this all in one piece of paper.
I'm assuming we can write on both sides as well.
Is anyone
not be
taking
enough
notes on
room.
what's actually going in the letter?
Yes.
Or are you just talking about what should go in the letter?
No. So we've got
Okay.
we're putting in the... I'm gonna write it in my book to make it official. Wait, my notes here.
Okay.
We are doing the locations, so where we're heading.
Okay.
We are also
Give
doing
us our money.
Money for
Money,
a job
please.
completed, and
Money,
if we
Yep.
should
please.
expect a delivery of money soon after that. We also have that if someone can meet us at the pot to exchange information about the stone before we head out to the secondary stone location. And then the last one is that we want to write some information on Shazarash to just be like, hey, there's this thing happening. He's taken up an important position to be masquerading as the king, but officially. And, you know, we had this guy speak to us and he's been real sus. We have no idea what's going to happen there, but, you know, hopefully no one dies kind of deal.
We might have to leave that bit out. That might be getting a bit long.
We'll see how we go.
I don't care if anybody dies. And you're
But
not
yeah,
writing the letter.
more of an information thing, like just, yeah, filling them in.
Info letter.
I guess if nobody else offers, I will write the letter and use my paper. Somehow, you don't know how or when, but I have acquired like a letterhead on my piece of paper that has my name in fancy font.
That actually checks out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So you fill that in on the letter. As each of you are sitting down, I imagine you sort of get towards the end of the letter before the door busts open, and in comes Ascat. And under one arm, he has what looks to be like one of those mini kegs. And under the other, he just has an ice bucket, and you see 2 bottles of white wine are currently chilling inside of that. And well, I figure if we're going big, we're going big. And comes over to the table, plops down the white wines, puts down the keg, and cracks the top open. This is something I've had in reserve for a long time, but hopefully you enjoy it. It's not technically got a name, but it is a very smooth red.
Perhaps we should name it.
Well, perhaps. But first, a toast and a taste to find out if that might influence your decisions. And pours each of you.
Did you just say cheese?
I said cheers.
Oh.
I feel like Aery says cheese.
Cheese.
I feel like cheese is more like a Natalie thing. Like she's heard people say it, but because everyone yells it at the same time, she's like, "Oh, they're saying cheese."
Cheese, everyone.
Don't call me out like this.
Yeah. You clink glasses and take a taste. It is surprisingly smooth. No like heavy bitterness or tannins. It goes down. There's like just a very, very soft burn in the back of it as the alcohol is really very mellow. And it has like this sort of robust flavor of vanilla and a little bit of like dark cherry.
This is everything that fine chocolate is not.
This is very good.
Yeah,
Why have you had it in your stores for so long?
Well, I used to have 3 of them, and then I had 2 of them, and now I've got this one.
It would be sad for them to all be gone. But
I
I'm
picked
very happy
the-
you decided to share it with us.
Absolutely. I picked the 3 of these up when I was actually in a dungeon with my old mates. Yeah. Turns out the 4th one was actually a mimic. That was a good night. Don't ask how we found out. But in celebrating the death of the mimic, we cracked open the 1st one, and that was a good night.
I mean, I really
I'm
want to
concerned.
ask.
Yeah.
So I don't want Dom to have to make it up on the spot.
Oh no, we tried to open it and it turned out the mimic ate off George's finger. So
Oh, that's much better than I was
not-
thinking. I thought you drank
Perhaps you should name it Four Finger Wine.
that's good. That's good. Well, as far as I know, this is the last keg. But
it. Yeah.
4 finger wine is great. I'm sure George would love that.
Lives on forever.
George survived, right?
Oh no,
to
yeah.
ask.
It was just his middle. It was just his middle finger.
He couldn't
one to
even
lose.
flip off the mimic for eating it.
Yeah.
Oh, poor
Or
George.
is just permanently flipping it off?
Yeah.
Your bone just lying in the cave, just like pure.
Well, I mean, we killed the mimic and we got the finger back, but it was pretty mangled, and our cleric couldn't really put it back together. So, not exactly wine conversation, but still, good times, good times. Yeah. And then there was the time that no, that's my stories.
tell us.
This is your night. I was going to tell you the
Yeah.
time that we tried to harvest basilisk tears, and oh man. Corey tried to get up close to the basilisk while it was sleeping, but it woke up and he got petrified in just the funniest pose. He was trying to get the tears out of the eye while also running away at the same time. And we had to carry him back to town, just all bent up and sideways. One half of his face just in complete horror, the other half keeping an eye behind him. Oh, it was great. You should have seen the looks on his face we got.
Long exposure photos where the face gets all fucked up. Like
Yeah.
Shitty panorama.
It's fantastic. Oh,
Sounds
boy.
like you've had many great adventures.
Oh, we had a few.
I hope we
Yeah.
can have as many fun stories.
Absolutely. I can't wait to eventually hear more of the tales of this fantastic band of adventurers who have graced my inn. And hey, if you run into any other members of the band, I'd love to let them know that old Esket's kicking around and doing well.
We'll be sure to tell them.
Did you, your group of adventurers, did you have a name for yourselves back in the day?
We did not. We just kind of mucked about and did our own thing. Should have had a name, though.
I
Kind of a
suppose if
Yeah,
you hear of any
hindsight.
adventurers that mucked about.
Well, there was for the names. There was George. There was Corey. There was Aberon, and lastly Paga.
What about Henry? And his poor finger.
That was George.
That was George. Why have I got Henry in my brain?
Was it George?
Where did I hear Henry?
I feel
don't
like
know.
it's George.
Am
It's
I
George.
dreaming? Okay.
Yes.
So,
put the DM
ask
on the spot
Kat,
and see what names appear.
Corey, George. What are the last two?
Ascat, Corey, George, and then it was Aberon
And
and
Yeah.
Paga.
Paga Chan.
God damn.
Yeah.
This is
Hi.
why we can't have nice things. Checkmate. Yeah, Paga was our cleric. Aberon was our paladin, and George was our rogue. Was it George? Was it Henry? I don't remember.
I swear you said
Pretty sure it
Henry,
was
but
George.
honestly, I could
It's
be
George.
completely wrong.
We may
It's
never
been
know.
2
Unfortunately, the
minutes.
stream is not recorded,
Yeah,
so no one will be able to go back and have a
the
look.
world will never know.
Just wait till I go take my notes again in a couple of weeks and just be like, I was right.
Schrodinger's George.
Who was Corey again? We got distracted at George.
Corey was our ranger.
must be nice to have such a well-rounded party.
To be completely honest, we never did get along with any spellcasters, and we did mess up a few traps. There was this one room that had a riddle, and this magically sealed door. You walked into the room, the door closed, and the riddle something about it was only us in the room, but we had to answer what else was in it. I don't know. It was some dumb shit. I got mad and I just broke the door, and I think that triggered the trap. I think there was a third treasure chest, but it got destroyed. It was, I don't know.
A whole ordeal, it sounds like.
It was.
Weirdly
I
related
just busted down the door, and then the trap kind of came down on top of the treasure chests, and I think it got one of them, but we were able to keep it open enough to get the other two. Yeah, it was fine. You don't need spell. Well, you have spellcasters. You're doing great.
Natalie will just look at the ointment that's like sitting at like poking out the side of her pocket. She's like, I will say nothing.
Just like tuck it into the pocket. Oh yeah. And then we retired. That was it. I mean, we'd been going around for a couple of years at that point, and it was getting a bit tough. We had the gold, we had the opportunity, so we split it and went our separate ways.
Well, makes sense. Gotta stop sometime.
Thank you for telling us.
Right. I'll see you on that food though, and wanders off to the kitchen.
Sure. Well, let's not open boxes. Middle fingers first. That's the lesson we should learn from that.
How do you go about opening a box middle finger first?
I don't know, like
Wait, was it a box or was it the wine? Like, did he try and like pull a cork out like this?
Well,
Maybe
that
if
makes
they had like a
sense.
bottle opener that you're holding, like with the.
I love how this is what everyone's getting out of the story. Pensively drinking four-finger wine. Yeah, Ascot comes back a few minutes later, and it is a full-on feast. He's got beef, he's got duck, he's got lamb, he's pulled out all the stops, veggies, salads, all the good stuff, and lays out just like a whole bunch of really, really big plates of stuff, and then gives each of you individual plates. Have at it.
Thank you, Ascat.
Oh, of course.
Well,
As long as someday, when the four of you decide to retire and put things up, I can have a feast at your inns as well. I can hear all your stories.
Well, I definitely would be running an inn, but I could come tell you my stories.
Oriana's
Well-
trying to be like, yes, we'll invite you to hell. Dinner.
If you were to be done adventuring, what would you do? If you came across a great windfall of gold and you could just put everything up and live whatever life you wanted, what would you do?
Well, I mean, technically, I believe Oriana and I had more gold before we started adventuring. It isn't why we do what we do.
So
Why
what is?
do we do what we do, Eminence?
Well,
I just grab my wine glass and big old.
I just want to be famous. So, what do you do after you're famous?
You have a
Just rub
sex
it in people's
scandal.
faces. You what?
You have a sex scandal.
Oh
And
no,
then
I already did that, honey.
Stay low for a while, and then you come back, and then, you know.
Yeah, I think I did this whole thing in reverse.
So you did the sex scandal to get famous?
No, I did it before, and now I'm going to become famous.
So is it still a scandal if you're not famous? I think that's just called sex.
I believe he's saying
Oh
he
no,
kind
it was definitely a scandal.
Okay. I'm just making sure that the famous part is not a prerequisite to the scandal.
Well, you know, I am already famous in some circles, but I want to be like a different sort of like global sort of
Is
famous.
there a difference between infamous and famous?
true.
It wasn't. It depends who you ask.
So what do you want to be famous for?
You know,
A
for
sex
doing
scandal?
really cool stuff and like amazing magic and saving cities and, you know, just being really, really, really cool.
What about you, Natalie?
I have no idea. The idea of thinking about my adventuring days ending is filling me with dread. Means I actually need to address some things I'm running away from.
Right, well, I can see that this is a sore topic, so let's talk about something else. Can I tell you about the time that Aberon got into a fist fight with an owlbear?
You absolutely can.
Please do.
He lost.
It does not surprise me.
Is that the entire story?
No, we were set out to hunt an owlbear from a local town governor. So we took the deposit, we hunted it down. Okore was able to track it down to its lair, and I tell you, the thing was ferocious. I mean, first of all, owls, it's fucking terrifying. Bears, massive. Put them together, whoa.
It was an extremely Australian description, so I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, this thing was about, I don't know, maybe 2.5 meters tall. Couldn't have been 200 kilograms, fucking heavy ass motherfucker. And it had. Do you know owlbears? Are you familiar? They've got the finger claws that are also hands that are also kind of wings.
I've seen pictures of them.
I've heard of them, yes.
It was like. Have you ever? Oh, here's a good one. Are you familiar with kangaroos? How they can just be like jacked as shit.
Hey, what?
Kangaroo.
You can go what?
It's this weird, like hopping, two-legged creature.
What part of the
Sounds
realm are they
stupid.
from? I've never heard of them.
Yeah, it's very, very weird. Anyways, they eat a lot and they just get muscle, and that's kind of it. They're generally just assholes.
They sound horrifying.
Yeah, terrible. Anyways, this owlbear was kind of a lot. It was just big and muscular for no reason. And Corey and George wanted to go in at night and catch it during the day while it was sleeping, and see if they could perhaps put it down before it could get too rowdy. And old Aberon gets it in his head that he could take the thing in a fist fight. So of course we bet on it. And Aberon walks up to the creature, pokes it a couple of times to get the thing to wake up. It wakes up and it's not very happy. Puts up his mitts as if he's going to fight it, and the damn thing just knocks him right on his ass and immediately starts sitting about on mauling him. Absolutely hilarious. Nearly pissed myself laughing. I tell you, oh boy, old Paga wasn't a huge fan of that one. She had to do some work that night. But we were able to get it off of him and ended up putting it down, no problem. Completely outclassed. He thought he could, but he could not.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
Tell us more about kangaroos.
Well, when I used to travel way down south, sometimes they were just kind of there doing their own thing. They do this weird thing, so their legs are fucking massive, and they do this weird thing where they like lean back, and they've got this tail that's strong enough to support them. So they lean back, and then they can bring their feet up to kick. Right assholes. Right absolute assholes.
I understand that we have faced some very strange creatures in our time, but that sounds a little like perhaps you're exaggerating.
It's a bit far-fetched, I know. But they're just... I don't really know what they do. They're just there. Not very convincing, I know, but... Swear on me, Mum.
Really sounds like
real.
they'd have some balance issues.
I
hope we
agree.
can see one day.
Yeah, but they do like to kick things. So very unnecessarily territorial from what I've seen.
Huh. Good to know.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm sure y'all have got some crazy story for me. What's the craziest thing that's happened amongst you lot so far?
Well, we went into a tree, into like some weird other dimension, and there were a bunch of angry trees and these little men with big feet, and they kicked the shit out of us.
The little man with the feet, yes. Yes, tell him what we did with the feet.
Wait, don't we still have the feet?
Oh, show him what we did with the feet.
Yeah, Natalie, show him what we did with the feet. What did we do with those?
We don't have a bag of holding, so I'm pretty sure we would just have...
Eminence has already left the table and she's run upstairs to our room.
Just a sack
Yeah,
of iron.
she'll find those
That's
soon.
fucked up.
And grab the staff, run back downstairs.
What did you do to the
Honestly,
feet?
You'll see. You're not squeamish or anything, right? Like, you're fine. You've watched a guy had, like, his, like, middle finger
No.
eaten off, like...
I've seen people get their shit absolutely fucked.
Run
That's
back into the
good.
room. This is what we did with the feet.
Right.
I'll just
You're
toss
all
it
done eating, right?
like-
Just quickly
The bag is-
done before you open the bag. No one wants to eat anymore, right? Because it's going to ruin the rest of the meal. No? Okay.
I've already handed him the bag and it's closed.
Cracks it open and immediately just. Oh, yeah, that is rank.
Harry's like covering his mouth and nose.
I love the idea that whatever bag we have them in, it was like a Ziploc bag where you couldn't fucking smell it until it was over.
It was like
it's
waterproof
it's
lining.
magical. Yeah, fucking yeah. Peeks it back in. Oh, why?
Okay, I mean, it's not like we just did it for the hell of it. Like, so we were in the Fey Wilds areas of the woods, and
Yep.
their boots were made, or their feet apparently were made of iron, and apparently that's like not something that the Feywild appreciates. So we had all this iron, and we didn't know what to do with it, and we couldn't get rid of all the bodies. We didn't want to leave it there, so hence feet in bag.
We definitely could have gotten rid of that once we got back
Yeah,
out
you've
of the
been
forest.
back in town for like a week.
Yeah, I don't know why we still have it.
I think it's just some kind of like sentimental attachment to them for some reason.
I'll
You are
take it too.
sentimentally attached to.
I'm not
detached
sentimentally
feet?
attached to it, but clearly we just kind of forgot that we had.
Yeah,
this.
personally, I just forgot about it.
I mean,
You
if
know
you're
what? Do
taking
you like-
trophies, go like tooth, go like finger, go like ear, go scalp, not feet.
Look, they
I mean,
were
do you
hiding in
want
the
those
forest.
Trophies, it was purely practical and not unhinged at all that we did this.
Yeah, calling them trophies makes us sound like serial killers.
He's gonna make an insight check into that.
I mean, we did slice off the feet of small people. Like, it's kind of serial killer-ish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right. If the game's changed since I've been adventuring, but boy, that is a
You
lot.
gotta do what
Do
you
you want-
gotta do.
Do you want me to get rid of these?
For sure. If you have a
Yeah.
disposal for
Okay.
this,
Yeah.
would be great.
Wow. Oh, you cleared up my sinuses. Ah. And he takes the sack out before coming back in. The Ziploc sack. Brought to you by Ziploc. Well, fantastic.
Yeah. Fortunately, we just have a lot of weird stories. But at least we helped some trees.
Hey, sometimes that's all you can do, right? You help the trees, and that makes people happy. Generally, elves. Generally, elves like it when you help trees. Yeah.
And also half dragons.
Mm.
Who knew?
And also half dragons. Yeah. Did not know that. That's new. That's new knowledge.
Now you know.
No, I know. Well, in that case, I'll leave you to it. I'm sure you've got some fun planning for the rest of the evening. At the very least, I can prepare some going away food for you to keep you eating something with the more homey flavor, at least for a few days.
Sure.
That sounds fantastic.
Wonderful. Have a fantastic evening and enjoy. And he departs.
Do you think I freaked him out with the feet?
Honestly, I freaked myself out. I entirely forgot that that happened. And I did it. Yikes.
Yeah.
Why did we keep? I mean, I guess they're gone now. It's fine.
I didn't realize we were keeping them in our rooms. I'd
I-
forgotten we
wondering
had
what
them,
the
but I'd assumed that
smell
maybe
was.
they were in the stables.
We haven't
I
spent
mean, I
a
didn't
lot of
want to
time.
ask.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of got the smell a little bit, but then I was like, I mean, what if it was, it's awkward.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything.
It's dealt with
I
now.
didn't smell anything. My perfume is too strong.
Anyway, I'm getting kind of tired. You guys ready to kick it as well? Head off in the morning.
That sounds like a good idea.
Good. Off on adventures. Yet again.
Yay.
You sound a little more excited.
I'm leaving my
Yay.
boyfriend.
We
Oh, he's a
talked about
boyfriend
this.
now.
Your boyfriend.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but like he's what he's. I mean, technically, I guess I asked, but he said he's my boyfriend.
Okay, well, just tell me everything. Tell me the whole conversation. Word for word.
All right, I'll turn around and tell Aery everything. I guess if the others want to listen, they
He's like,
can.
Oriana is going to bed.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go on to bed as well.
Eminence, like, she remembers verbatim every nice thing that he said to her about how she's like funny and kind and beautiful, and she kind of glosses over the rest of it.
Especially the
Aery's
bit where he was like, I guess if you want to call it that.
No, yeah. She's like, so I said, do you mean like boyfriend and girlfriend? He was like, yes, that's exactly what I mean.
Yes, I 100% mean that. That's exactly the words that I was thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so happy for you. Did she tell him about the disc?
Yeah, and he gave me this, and she'll pull out the humming disc, and it's like, so that we can talk to each other, because he
These
said
are
he
really
likes.
expensive, Emmy.
I mean, he already gave me this too, and she'll kind of like point to the necklace that she's got on that is quite nice.
You're so lucky. Well, you going to call him now?
Oh, I don't want him to think that I'm like eager. I
You
haven't done
are
that
eager.
yet.
You're so eager.
Look, isn't it like you're supposed to give it like 3 days at least? It's been like less than a day.
I don't know. I've never called anyone. They call me.
Well, I'm going to give it a little while, and then I'll wait for him to call me, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
And I guess we go to bed.
Bedtime.
You go to bed. Ba-dum. Night passes. It's morning. You get a long
Yay.
rest. The night passes without incident. Nobody needs to keep watch because you're in town in the Golden Tankard. In the morning, Ascat greets each of you with a light travel-ready breakfast if you want to eat on the go, composed of fruits and chilled meats. But he also prepares like a 4-day ration package of different salted meats, along with a whole bunch of different like dried breads and carbohydrates and dried fruit. Yeah. He's sort of got like a mix and match of just different higher quality rations than you would just get at the market. So hopefully they would keep a little bit better than giving you like, hello, here is a steak, take it with you.
I almost forgive him for that business with sauerkraut now. Being like, oh, if only I'd known you were here. Almost forgive him.
Does he give it all back to us in the foot bag?
It's not.
Could you imagine?
Oh, and you can have this back. It's got all your rations in it.
Yuck.
God.
Just a cheeky
Yikes.
bit of revenge for making him see that.
he said he wanted to.
Calling it the foot bag too. Oh
It's
my
not good for
god.
anything else anymore.
Do you want? He asks, "Do you want the bag back?"
Just in unison, we're just like, no, thank you.
Oh, didn't think so. Did not think so.
Thank you for all your hard work, Ascat.
Of course.
It's been so lovely to spend this time with you.
Yes, and to you as well. And I actually need to check something real quick. I
I'm
just
falling
dropped-
over.
Drop my handbook on my foot. That's okay. We don't need to do that. Do any of you know what page lifestyle expenses is on?
Not particularly, but I can Google it. Lifestyle expenses. What are you looking for? Is it comfortable? Or wealthy?
I don't remember the list off the top of my head. Food, drink, lodging, in. This is wealthy.
Makes sense. So 2 gold
So it's
pieces
gonna
per
be
day.
2 gold per day. Yes. And because Ascat likes your company, he's not going to charge you for food.
Aw.
Cute.
So- But
I feel like that might be a mistake. We ate a lot of food.
I'm like,
He gave you 3 rooms, right?
3 rooms, yeah.
I feel like after we got back from the forest, maybe we would have whittled it down to 2,
Okay.
just because there were
Only
two
Oh,
less of
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
That's what-
Yeah.
we came to the city with 6 people and we are leaving with 4.
Yeah.
Success.
I want to say it's somewhere around 3.5 weeks, so 25 days. So, quick math, we'll call it 25 days times, we'll do 12 days at 3.
Why would it be 3.5
And-
weeks? What did we spend a week doing?
Spent a lot of time traveling
it
through the
took
woods
like
first.
Spent a lot of time
Took, like,
traveling.
a couple of days to get down to the heart of the deep wood, and then it took longer to get back out because you had the wagon.
Mm.
Yeah, but
Can't
that
believe we
wouldn't be
actually
3
have to
weeks
pay our
though,
bills.
right?
This is crazy.
Can't believe we have to pay. Yeah. Because you were there for, I want to say, like 2 or 3 days before heading down into the deep wood.
Yeah, and we headed into the deep wood twice, remember? We did the first one where we fought the thing, and then
But
the
that was
second one
only
where we
in a
actually went and got it.
Day.
Okay, well,
And then we also went out to town, and
we'll
we went
call
and
it
fought
2.5
the-
weeks then. We'll call it 20 days.
Also, I don't know that anyone should trust my math, so maybe I shouldn't.
Well,
be
it's too late. You
speculating.
all get you already argued it. You've got the time changed.
This is Dungeons
Too
and
late to
Dragons.
say.
Everything
Don't
is a
listen.
negotiation. Yeah, so looking like 50 gold for the stay.
Oh, that would be a bill.
Sick. I'm happy to put in like 15 towards it.
Yeah, I have 14 gold. Because I've wasted a lot of money.
Oh, did you guys spend more? Okay, you know what? I'll cover the whole thing.
Really? You have 50 gold? Holy shit.
I still have
Natalie's
9
rich.
platinum left because I haven't bought
Yeah.
anything. You
Oh,
guys
right,
all
I
bought
haven't-
expensive stuff.
Yeah, right. I haven't considered the platinum. I looked at it and I thought it was silver. I was like, I'm poor.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all doing fine.
Yeah, we can just split it evenly.
Yeah.
Just it's 4 people, so I think it's like $13.33 each. So, yeah, I would go like even 15.
That could be his tip.
We can just do like 14
Wait,
each and
No,
he gets extra.
it's 12 and a half. I'm a dickhead. I can't do maths.
Same.
If we have 4 people to split $50.
That's 12.50.
13
Yeah.
gold each, and then the extra goes to us again.
Yeah, let's tip.
Well,
just have to-
thank you kindly.
Convert my platinum into
Yeah,
gold.
yeah. He, when you're like, I need to exchange platinum, he's like, oh yeah, no, it happens to me all the time. Fucking platinum is dumbest excess of a currency.
Really silly.
He goes into the back and comes back out with like a full-on like medium-sized chest and puts it down and cracks open the lid, and you could see it is like filled with gold coins and silver coins and platinum, like platinum scattered in there. And he starts counting out the coins and yeah, breaks change for you. Anybody else need platinum broken?
It can't hurt. I'll at least break 1 platinum, please.
Yeah, no problem. And 10 coins for 10 gold for 1 platinum.
Yeah, I'll break 2 and then give like 1.5 back or whatever.
Honestly, you're making it easier for me to carry this thing back and forth.
I mean,
You're doing me a favor.
I don't even feel like we really need anything but gold, but I don't want to walk out of here with 70 gold pieces.
Gold is heavy. Yeah.
Gold's heavy. I'll keep it with what I've got, I reckon.
All right. I'm sure the next place you'll go is they'll be able to break platinum. Yeah,
Maybe.
you'll be fine.
Find out. I
Maybe
can do
just
arm
one.
wrestles for money, it's fine.
Yeah, all right. You know, that usually you have to be able to put something up, though.
I'll put a platinum. Win 1 back.
But if you put up a platinum, that means they can already break it into 10 gold.
But then
for
if
the
they
work.
put the 10 gold to be worth a platinum, then I could get the 10 gold and the platinum.
That's just gambling with extra steps.
No, it's a bet.
Betting is gambling.
Oh. I didn't think of it like
That's
that.
the same thing. Yeah, that's what that is.
Huh.
Remember how I put the money on my paladin being able to wrestle the bear? Yeah, that's gambling. That's betting. That's the same
Right.
thing.
Okay.
Because if you lose the money. You don't just
Oh,
get it back.
But if I can't use the money, then what's the point in having the money?
I mean, you can use
that
it
the
on
question
things
for the
that
age?
aren't
Listen, take that one up
gambling.
with the people upstairs. I haven't got the money for that. I just run it in.
Sure. But yeah.
All right. Well, he closes the chest and takes it into the back once again. And before coming back out, suppose this is it then. Farewell. Fare thee well on thy journey. May whoever deities, entities you call upon give you favor upon your trip.
I like to think
Don't-
that Oriana and Eminence exchange a look like, let's hope not.
And if you're ever back in town, come on back. First round's on me.
We'll
We
be right back.
absolutely will.
Mm.
Wonderful. Well, get out of here before we have to do another round of goodbyes. Come on, out with you.
Fine.
Oriana is going to leave without saying goodbye. Like, not even the first, like, round of goodbyes? No.
Said goodbye once, out the door.
Great. And
Never
you see the teenage stable hand is like, I prepared your horses.
Miss Morty.
Yeah.
It was my favorite.
Guess we're saddling up and prepare to head out.
Aska gives you a wave as you head down the street and depart. Golden tankard, supplies loaded up and ready. Where are you going?
Well, we're wanting to go to the pot, so I'm guessing that we'd head out the northern part of the city and
Yeah.
then kind of using, like, because did we get given a map? I don't remember if we got given a map.
You've got
That
my
was on
stuffed
my-
map that's pinned in the Chocolatiers.
Oh, I more meant like us as
But
characters.
as characters.
Oh, I'm sure you have like a general knowledge of the area.
Or at
That
least,
was
like,
something that
we
was
could
on my
ask a
list
guard
of
on the
things
way
to get
out.
when we were getting supplies.
Yes, a good high
That I
quality
was
map
sending
the DM will
later.
make. Yes,
Perfect.
absolutely.
Then yeah, I guess we just follow the path that would lead us in that direction. I don't imagine that we're looking to do anything like off path or anything. Just head straight through.
Yeah. So you make your way up through the north of the city for what seems to be the last time for this trip to Valater. And find yourselves finally at the wooden palisades that separate the city proper from the farmland nearby. And your map lets you know that if you travel about half a day north, while there isn't a full-on like trade path to the pot, like a paved road or even like a maintained road, there is a pretty well kept, sort of like agreed upon dirt path that leads out to the pot. So you make your way clear of the palisades and find yourselves finally at the northern edge of town, surrounded by farmland and nothing but the sounds of your own horses walking and the excitement of the day to come. Natalie, can I get a D20, please?
Sure. Where would you?
Rolled.
Sorry.
Preferably.
It's a 10, so I don't know if I'm adding
10.
anything to that.
If you could roll a D100 for me.
Fuck! You had to ask me, didn't you? Wait, hang
Do
on.
it
I
in
can do
D&D
this in
Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
You were just saying. Uh-oh.
Oh, Jiminy.
Uh-oh. Whoa.
No!
You leave the city. Okay, I'm done with this game. Ah!
There?
Hello?
Hello?
Ooh.
Okay, give me a second.
Whoa.
Also, roll.
Uh-oh.
Okay, there we go. 50, apparently. Right in the middle.
50.
While Jimmy's working out the camera.
I
There
can't
we
see any again. Oh wait, no, never mind, there she is.
Excellent. You head north. It is a bright sunny morning, blue sky overhead, a couple of clouds painting the sky and painting the landscape with these thick shadows. And it is about an hour or two before you get clear of the farmland and back out into just sort of the open plains north of Valater. And traveling along those plains, it's not maybe 15 minutes before, in the middle of the road, up ahead in front of you, you see just a wooden door. No door frame, just a vertical wooden door in the center of the road.
Hate that.
What the fuck? I guess,
I
like,
love that reaction, by the
we
way.
at least, like, stop. So, this
Yeah.
is, like, in the center of, like, a dirt path, just, like, sitting.
So this is still the what did I call it? The North Road?
Did the road have a name?
The road did have a name, but I don't remember what it is. So I'm going to call it the North Road.
That makes sense.
So this is the road that goes north to Goldford.
North Road.
We're going to open that, aren't we?
Do I smell mint?
Make a
Hmm.
perception perception check.
Yeah. Three.
Don't smell any mint.
Should we all be rolling that, or
Do you want to also?
yeah?
Yes.
I feel like for
Yeah,
sure my
okay.
natural instinct would be mint, but I don't know if anyone else wants to look for anything else.
Say
Make
it's
a perception
investigation?
check.
Or
Perception.
18.
16. Oh, plus 7, 23.
Jesus.
Jesus.
You don't smell any mint.
I was
What-
like,
what-
I got a
Bullshit.
17 plus 3, and I was like, I got a dirty 20. That's real good, and you've got 23.
I got
Oh.
24!
Yeah. Like shit.
I think.
Oh,
I did it.
Wow.
I'm very,
Eminence is
very
like,
cautious
I
about
think there's a
mint.
door.
Guys, that door seems kind of
door.
like out of place, right? Like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, none of you smell any mint.
Okay, so
mint
maybe
at
it's not fey
least.
bullshit, but it's definitely super weird.
It's some kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyone know any magic or like what kind of is this like a magical thing, do you think? I don't want to look at it for that reason. I don't understand how that works, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can look at the door.
I have I don't have detect magic, but I have find traps. I mean,
That
I do
could
have
be
detect magic. I
useful.
just didn't,
As a spell?
equip it. Yeah.
What?
Dee's just
Sense
like,
the
my one
presence of any
weakness."
trap within line of sight.
What level spell is that?
It's a 2nd level spell.
Second level. I don't
And
see
I only
it
put it in
on
there for shits and giggles. Oh, no, it's not on that one.
'Cause
I
you
don't
wouldn't have
update
it
that
on
one
the
Oh,
every
it's on
week.
your other
one, right?
character sheet. Okay, yeah.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I don't update the D&D Beyond one every time I switch spells.
Gotcha. That's okay.
Because I hate D&D Beyond. I feel like I'm going to eventually get fired from D&D streaming for saying that, but I hate D&D Beyond.
It's just that's always like the DM's greatest fear of like,
Yep.
oh, you know Fireball, let me see your character sheet. Oh, it's not on this character sheet. Sure, it's not.
Yeah, because I've got some things that aren't part of like the original book,
Yeah.
so I update my spells on a different
Yes,
spell
because
sheet. I'm so
I'm not
sorry.
saying- No, that's totally okay.
Yeah,
That's totally fine.
D&D Beyond is great when you have $1,000 to drop on all the
Uh-huh.
books and
Yeah, the
have
subscription
everything
is-
included. So
Yeah. Money.
I do keep most of them the same if it helps.
Yeah, no.
but
Again, I'm just saying, like that's a dungeon master trope of every dungeon master has experienced that with a player at least once, so it's always funny. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So what does the spell find? That's what I want to know.
Oh yeah, I
Do you use
mean,
it?
if Aery is casting, were you gonna cast like detect magic or something? And you're like, I can
detect
look
magic.
at
I
it.
was just gonna look at the door and see if I
Are you
could
just gonna look
cast
at
as a mage.
God damn.
Oh, okay.
I don't have detect magic equipped, and I don't think I ever have because Bryn had it. And I feel like maybe that's a thing that I should start equipping. But what the closest I have is find traps. I would like to cast find traps.
So you're gonna cast find traps?
I will.
Awesome.
It literally will just say whether or not it's a trap.
Yeah, there is a trap present. Congratulations.
Wow, didn't guess that one.
That's why I started chuckling when I was reading the spell.
So just to be clear, we're in a pretty open field.
It's like open plains. Yeah.
Yeah, the door is in like literally on the road.
Facing you. Yeah, just
But we could
door.
go right around it if we
Absolutely.
wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, Aery and I could misty step to the other side of it and see if anything happens.
We could potentially
you could
just
only
walk around the outside.
Yeah.
Wait,
I think
but
if we did
do
that,
we know how this works though? What if it's like with the tree that was in the middle of the road, something happens around it? Should we not work out how it's triggered?
I assume you open the door.
I mean, perhaps it's just there for people who are really stupid.
Like us, we should open the door.
Or what if we break the door?
You know,
That can't be a
usually-
solution to everything.
So most people interact with doors without ever breaking one. I think we could do that too.
I'm just worried because I can take some hits. I don't know about
We
everyone
could also
else.
just not
Oriana
interact
maybe,
with the
but-
door at all.
And
But I
we
want
could
to.
just avoid
it's a
it.
door in the middle of a road in the middle of nowhere. We would think about this for the rest of our lives if we don't open it.
I wouldn't.
Well, that's because you're thinking about silence, Eminence, and the rest of us have other more important things to do, like thinking about doors in the middle of the road.
Okay, just because you're single and I'm not doesn't mean that that's called for.
I am single by choice.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point though. I would want to know
Like
what the door. Yeah, that was really loud. I would want to know what's behind the door.
We gotta
Just-
find
I'm
out.
never equipping find traps ever again, and I really wish I had dispel magic or even like remove curse. But I got rid of remove curse because we were like, I'm not going to use that again.
I just was more thinking we could like, like disable it, like cut a cord that stops
If
it
it's
from
a
doing
magic
something.
door and you hit it with an axe, it may not be pleased with you.
Magic doesn't mean sentient.
Magic does tend to have a backlash when you fuck with it, and hitting it with an axe is fucking with it.
Perhaps
I'm going to open the door.
Wait. Could I cast my unseen servant and have it answer the door?
That's a good idea.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
I mean, I was going to suggest Mage Hand, but you can Unseen Servant if you'd like. It's just that's a spell slot rather than a cantrip.
Oh yeah, if you have Mage Hand as a cantrip, please do.
Let's maybe step back.
We can get 30 feet away from it. I would like to stay on my horse.
Yes, me too.
And it will only work if the door is unlocked, but if we are set on opening this door, which I have to admit, I am curious. I don't know if I can get behind me and I'll open the door. Maybe. If it's not locked. Why would you have a locked? Obviously, they want people to go through this door. Why would it be locked?
Just
I love-
open
Deal with that
it!
then.
I love the bargaining with yourself.
Oriana thinks this is a terrible idea, but it's better than letting Aery go open the door.
I think we at
As-
least, like, just in case something happens, we can have dark vision up to 60 feet. If the world is, like, plunged into darkness or some bullshit, if we're 30 feet away, that's not so bad.
Oh my god.
Once everybody
So-
is behind her, if they agree with those terms, I'm gonna use Mage Hand and open the door.
Awesome. Everyone gets behind. I assume everyone gets behind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ori still
Just
on the
all, like,
horse?
Scooby-Dooing
Still on the horse.
on the side.
And the mage hand kind of drifts out, goes over to the door handle, grips it, rotates. And the door pulls open, and you hear twang. And on the other side of the door, you see a single goblin with a crossbow. And he's just like crouched directly behind this door. And the crossbow bolt just goes zoom, and just lands impotently in the middle of the street, the road before he and just turns and books it into the flames. The door just falls down into the road.
I guess we should have looked behind it, huh?
Nobody liked that idea.
Look, I was thinking it would be much more than that.
You can still see this goblin, like the grass is about knee high. You can see like this much of his head just as he's just like full on sprinting away.
Just gonna let
I-
it go.
Yeah.
I'm casting Sacred Flame. I'm gonna zap him.
Yeah. take a tackle.
Wow, rude.
It's a dex save rather than an
Okay.
attack roll.
Oh, what is this? 13 dex save.
13 is what I had to hit. I don't have a very high magical saving throw.
Oh, okay. So he's actually okay. Does he take
Yeah.
damage?
Oh.
For Sacred
He's
Flame?
good.
Yeah, no, for Sacred Flame. Yeah, awesome. You can see like this magical flame begin to appear around him, and then he's just sorry, and his hands go up, and he like the crossbow just goes, and as he completely chucks it and fully like sprints.
Personally, I hate that I'm doing this, but because Ori tried to hit him and failed, I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at him.
This poor goblin, just trying to live his life.
Make an attack roll.
He's
By way
making
of
bad
example-
choices.
So I've got
Like-
2 bolts. One is an 18 to hit, and one is
Oh
a.
god.
Oh, okay, with the other one's 10.
18 hits. I don't think a 10 hits.
Okay. There's a 2 plus 4, so 6 damage.
6 damage. you hit this goblin in the back of the like square in the back, and you just go ah! And he falls down in the grass, and you can no longer see him.
No.
Why did you do that?
Because Ori was, I mean, he attacked us. Okay?
Did
I mean,
he
it
hit
was funny,
you?
but like so unnecessary.
Hey, I don't
Were you in
recall any
danger
of
of your
us.
life?
Excuse me, but none of us are the morality police, okay? Like, demon, warlock. Can we just, I'll just like start riding my horse over to the dead goblin in a huff.
Wait, did it die?
I don't know.
You don't need to go check on it. Like, just
I
you
mean,
don't need to know.
I'm gonna put it out of its misery if it's not dead, okay?
Oh my
Not a
god, Emmy,
monster.
we should just keep going.
I'm not a monster. I'm just riding over. Is it dead?
It takes you about 15 or 20 seconds or so on the horse to catch up to where you last saw the goblin before finally you get over to it, and you can see its back is like pretty scorched from the blast. It's still laying down on the ground. The head is sideways, and he is very clearly playing dead. He is like doing like the fake dead stare, but he's like fully like panting from having ran. Just like
Okay. It's a lot. It's still breathing. Does
No,
anyone
no.
have a rock?
I'm not breathing, I'm dead.
Me.
Go away.
It looks pretty injured. Can we just like who? Like
I mean, I think it learned its lesson.
Well, are you going to heal it? Because I can't.
It can have some lasting damage as a reminder of this lesson. I know you don't want to kill it.
I'll kind of like look down at the goblin and just be like, "Are you like going to die, or can you get up?" I know you're alive.
The head kind of turns and looks at you. What was the question?
Are you going to, if I let you go, are you going to live? Are you going to die like a very painful, infected, septic death?
I mean, Bromflock's probably not going to be happy that I didn't get anything.
Bromfox.
maybe. He's our captain.
Captain of your little goblin horde.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And is Bromfox going to set up any other traps that we are going to encounter further down the road?
He kind of very slowly looks at his hand, and written on his hand, you can see like instructions. No.
May I see your hand?
He holds up the other hand.
I can still get that rock. What does the hand say?
Do you speak Goblin?
Don't think so. Do I speak goblin? I don't.
Does anyone speak Goblin?
No, I don't think so. Speak giant.
Yeah, no.
Would you please tell me what your hand says? In common.
Milk, eggs, bread, cheese.
Crime.
Crime?
Okay. Well, if I let you go, Oh, where's Bronfox? Which direction is Bronfox? Can I insight check that?
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking around and he seems to be a little confused.
13.
13. He appears to genuinely not know.
Look, just leave, please. Just go.
Can I get my door?
No, you cannot get. How would you even carry? You are. No, you cannot. You know what? I'm keeping your door. I'm going to strap it to the back of my horse and I'm going to take it into town with me. It's my door now. Fuck off.
Okay, but if you use it as a trap, it's my trap. It's the jet trap. I came up with this idea.
If I use it as a trap, I'm going to call it the Eminence trap, and I'm going to tell the entire town that we arrive in that it is the Eminence trap, and I came up with it.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I can.
Goodbye now.
Okay. He starts like slowly limping away.
I'm gonna ride back to the group.
The door is still just there on the side of the road.
Yeah, were they close enough to hear that?
I mean, yeah, I imagine so. He probably only. Well, actually, no. He was pretty far. He got like a full round of running and dashing. So, 100.
What did he say?
Away.
So I'm gonna take the door.
What?
Eminence,
Just-
why?
Look, can we just not get into this? It's just important that I take the door.
Do we really need the door?
I really need the
Natalie
door.
is scared of doors, Eminence.
Natalie can break the door, I just need to take the pieces.
Scared of doors. I'm
It's
just
so insensitive.
Insensitive to the...
Clearly scared of doors.
Natalie, do you want to break the door?
yes.
Would it make you feel better to break the door?
It would. Very cathartic.
You're not convincing me you're not scared of doors.
Look, it's not.
Rage
it's-
is like a good cover for fear, and I'm unconvinced.
It's like
by this
how
move.
people often they will like be very angry at things and such because they're apparently afraid of them. I just haven't
That is
decided if
exactly
I'm
what I
afraid of
just
them.
said.
Whatever.
You can break the door if it will make you feel better.
Be good firewood for later.
Yes, it would be.
Fine, I'll do it. I will jump down and chop up some firewood.
You go down and you just hack the door apart,
Yeah.
and off in the distance you just hear, "Oh!"
Poor buddy. There.
Do you take the wood pieces?
I
Yeah,
do.
and just like
Okay.
tie him
yeah.
up, like kind of in
Absolutely.
like a ladder
You-
kind of way, so that it just
You
pops
bundle
on the
it.
back of the horse.
Yeah. Tie it up into a bundle and load it up on your horse.
Anyway,
It's a fun detour.
Let's hope there's no more doors on the way.
Don't worry, we'll protect you if there are.
Thank you. Off we go, I suppose.
Off you go, indeed. You continue on northward now, heading up the rest of your half day until you reach. It's not even like a full signpost, it's just like a single log has been like jabbed into the dirt on the side of the road. And again, it's not a path, it's not a road, it's just the grass is slightly grown apart from people having traversed this way. And you turn towards the east and begin to follow the sun's now at your back towards midday and head towards the pot. And that, I think, is a good place to stop this session as we begin our trek onwards towards the next location. I just love so much how y'all just found out that, like, hey, there's a goblin and goblin captains, and they're waylaying people directly north of town. They'll be fine.
Hey,
It wasn't very
not our
effective.
problem.
To you, it wasn't very effective, but one of you was definitely gonna open that door.
Hey, it turned out fine, and therefore
Absolutely.
not our problem.
Yes. Yeah.
Also, we didn't know that they were north of town. We asked him where his boss was and he didn't tell us. So,
didn't know.
You didn't.
we have no reason to know.
Look, maybe Eminence will let Silence know in her before bedtime chat.
Oh yeah, she will definitely tell him the whole story about how she stopped a goblin horde today.
Not tell him that, like, there is possibly a goblin horde out there.
Well, she'll be like, look, I figured out that there is a goblin horde out there by stopping a attack against the good people of your nation.
The
love
Yeah.
upsell. Yeah. Awesome. Why don't we go ahead and say a little bit about ourselves and what we do, and then we will sign off for the evening. Aery, you're up first.
Hello. Thanks again for hanging out with us. I am Jimmy or Kat. I almost said Jimmy or Aery. But I play Aery. And when I'm not doing that, I'm usually doing art. Or even when I am doing that, I am still doing art because it's pretty much all I do. Yeah, if you would like to check out my art, you can find it on Twitter, and I have like my portfolio linked and shit. My commissions are technically open, but I am doing a lot at the moment, so yeah. Bye.
Yay! Congratulations! Busy commissions! Yay! Awesome, Natalie.
Hi, hello. I exist on the internet. I'm BurrowsRed, who plays Natalie. I'm not known by anything else on the internet, so that's good. I do lots of things. I just recently opened up a Patreon, which I don't think all the Patreons for last month have settled. So if you want to get in on August, I'm drawing some cute dinosaurs that will be sent to you as stickers. Very cool. Otherwise, I have lots of things going on at the moment. I am launching a new website soon. I'm also going to be starting a Kickstarter in a couple of weeks. I have so much going on. So keep me in mind when you look at your socials.
Awesome, Eminence.
Thanks, guys. I'm Nicole. I've been Eminence. My sign off is always pretty short because I don't do other things on the internet. See ya.
That just super reminded me of like Bo Burnham.
That is
I don't
the
know if
highest
anyone-
of compliments.
Oriana.
Hi, I am Mal Maleficent. I am a streamer and a cosplayer and an idiot. But you can find me online in lots of different places as Maleficent. It's good. It's fun. It's bad. It's a bad time. Don't follow me.
That was a roller coaster. Wow.
Yep. I was like, actually, no, I don't think you want to see that. I've changed my mind.
Okay. Well, don't check us out then, except for Aery and Natalie. I am Dom, aka D. I'm the Dungeon Master. I know this was a little bit of a shorter session with our technical difficulties, but hopefully next session will be a little bit more juicy, just because we're wrapping up some storylines before we move on to some other storylines in the future. So hopefully we will get a chance to play that session sometime soon. If you're interested in more stuff that I do, why? I do Dungeons and Dragons, and that's all. That's it. I think I've
Making
tweeted
music.
once in 2021. So eventually someday I will record music and upload it, but I say that every week and it doesn't get done. So have we got our stream ready, Natalie?
Yes, we're going to see someone who's doing the Great Garandal Bake Off, but they're playing the game. But also, I think it could be a drugs reference because it's very psychedelic at the moment, but it might not be. So I don't know. We'll have to go in to find out.
Yeah, there's only one way to know.
Exactly. So we'll go say hello to new peeps.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's a blast as always with these fantastic players, and just simple things like doors. Just break them. You guys make it too easy. It's so much fun. Until then, we will see you next time. Remember to love each other. Goodbye.
Bye bye.